let me show you something. We're going to do an experiment here. We're in science class right now. I've never been the best at science, but we're going to do an experiment here. This is $5. Now on the $5 you have Mr. President Abraham Lincoln. How's it going, President Lincoln? Oh, it's going pretty good there, Professor Hatter. How are you today? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. We just wanted to use you for an experiment today. Okay, what do you have in mind? So I wanted to see, with $5, $5 is a value that you pay for your Lids membership every year to be a member, to have their exclusive membership benefits. They are the only hat retailer out there that have a membership and also have a membership fee to go along with it. There are other memberships out there, like with Hat Club, where you have to buy the product to get to this next level of the membership tiers, but Lids is the only one that has a separate, dedicated membership fee, almost like union dues. And just like union dues, they've kind of changed over time. They've kind of changed their beneficiary. So, I became a Lids member. This is my first Lids hat, back in all the way in August of 2016. So I want to see, Mr. Lincoln, how far has $5 changed in Lids? How far in 5 years has my $5 gone? You know where we're going with this here. Okay, that sounds like fun. Alright, so let's see how far $5 goes in 2016. Ready? Wow! All the way to the moon! Alright, now part 2 of the experiment. Mr. Lincoln, we're going to see how far you can go with the Lids Access Pass membership in 2021, okay? Okay. I hope this works out. Ready? Shit. Oh, Professor, that's not pretty far. No, it isn't, Mr. Lincoln. No, it is not. Let's try this again. Maybe there's a snag with the email code that we get every month. All right, ready for take 2 of the 2021 experiment? Okay. All right, Lids $5 in 2021. How far can we go? Yes, Billy, I know it doesn't go far. I know it's not going far. This is a problem. I get it. Would you like to re-up your Captain Obvious license for the students at home here? Yes, that's the point of the experiment here. To show you that $5 with Lids doesn't do anything for you anymore. Well, it's changed over time. Just like I said with the union dues. At the beginning, it was great. It had great benefits. It went far. But now, just like regular union and union dues, it's kind of become useless. Today is going to be Talking Head video day. Today, just listen in the background, have this running in the background, minimize, go do your hat cleaning, then collecting, reorganizing, or whatever you want to do. Today we're talking about how far Lids has really fallen in 5 years with my membership. Class, get out a notebook, pen or pencil, because class is in session. Oh boy, it's going to be a long one. Billy, get another pot of coffee going. So, again, Lids is the only hat retailer out there amongst 47 brand Hat Club. I know Hat Heaven has one. Clink Room, Baseballism, some of the major standalone hat retailers. I know, like Macy's, Dick's Sporting Goods have their own kind of membership thing, and they sell hats at the same time, but that's different. We'll talk about that in another video. But among the dedicated hat headwear retailers that have a membership, loyalty program, rewards plan, Lids is the only one that charges $5 or anything, that charges anything. Now, when I became a member back in 2016, August of 2016, that's when I kind of started to get more into hat collecting. I wanted Cubs hats because the Cubs hats at the time I had were like really, really dingy and dirty. And I got a Cubs 4-7 brand MVP. It's got a structured crown, Velcro back. Looking back, would I have wanted to gotten a fitted hat? Probably. Maybe a dad hat. But this one holds a special place in my heart. No matter what, this will be one of my top 10, maybe 5, probably top 5 Cubs hats, because this is a hat that I wore when the Cubs won the World Series, November 2nd, 2016. But when I became a member, I was drawn to the appeal that I was going to be given a 20% discount for being a member, in store and online, that I would be able to accrue points over time and getting to a certain benchmark of points. I believe it was 1,000, that in every point you spend is like, I believe that every dollar you spent was a point. So I think it was, or maybe it was 10 points. Either way, when we got to 1,000 points, I think it was every, anyways. Once you got to 1,000 points, then you got $10 in lids certificates to use online or in store. And they had an expiration date, but you could also use multiple at one time for hats, other headwear, for apparel, other novelty stuff like desk things, any coffee mugs, keychains, flags, etc., etc. And it was pretty nice. And you also had the option, this was just for anyone, that you could have your items delivered, your orders shipped to the store with your online order for free store pickup. Glory days of lids. I know for a lot of hat collectors out there who just came over from the sneaker game, who are on TikTok, or who've been starting to collect since March of 2021, this is what the glory days of hat collecting was. The first golden era. We're kind of in a second golden era right now, but back in the day, lids was glorious. Lids was the place to be. And I am still an original card holder. Now I know that there are probably a few dozen, if not hundreds more, out there of hat collectors that have been having been a card holder longer than 2016, but I love having this card that I'm OG. And I remember one time being at the Chicago State Street lid store. I made friends there pretty quick. I worked at the Chicago Board of Elections on Washington and Dearborn, and on a 15-minute break or even on a lunch break, I'd go over to the State Street store, grab my pickup from an online order just to grab a new hat in store. And there was one time I went in, presented my Lids Club card to one of the associates, and they were new. They were a newer face to remember. And they looked to the manager and they're like, is this a gift card? I'm like, oh my child, no, this is a glory. This is what being cool is all about. So, and on the back here it reads 10% off apparel and novelty. That was the other benefit. You get 20% off all hats and embroidery. So, for some kind of entry-level collectors who kind of fall to the allure of having their name or their favorite player's signature stitched on the side of their new hat, you could get 20% off of that. Or for me, I would get my 20% off my embroideries for any custom hats I would make with a blank hat and have a design on the front. So that was pretty cool, having those benefits. Now, March 19th, 2019, the date that will live in infamy. that my $5 for being a Lids member was basically thrown away. It was tossed away. It gave $5 the meaning of nothing. Lids committed a travesty. Now, I get it for business purposes. They sold to a higher company status. That the owners of Fanatics had bought out Lids. Fanatics was before March 19th of 2019. Fanatics and Lids were rivals. I don't know if rival would be the right word, but they were competitors. Fanatics had their own kind of membership thing that wasn't as good as the original Lids program. And they had their own inventory, they had their own website, their own design, their own pricing. And it's like, I didn't always go to Fanatics beforehand, but if I did, it's like, well, maybe they have an older hat. Or maybe there's one hat that Lids, for some reason, doesn't have in their big eclectic collection of hats. But I get it for the business purposes that Lids was bought out. I can understand that. What I'm still not over, what I'm still waiting from Lids, is an apology for not communicating to Lids customers and Lids employees about the change. This happened in the afternoon, and it was devastating that the Lids website changed to a carbon copy of Fanatics, just plastered the Lids name on the top, but the layout was the same, crappy. It was hard to find hats, and the hats all changed inventory. So now it was basically a carbon copy of the Fanatics website, just with the Lids name on the top. Everything else kind of stayed the same. The benefits changed, that you would not be able to use your $10 rewards online. You were given a discount code, a certain discount promotion code. You're given a code in your email sent to you that you would put in where the promotion or the discount code would be on the Lids website to get your 20% off for your hat purchase. But that 20% did not apply to every hat, though. Like back in the day, one of my early hats was a stretch-fitted, top-of-the-world Northwestern hat. And that hat was $10 clearance online. And then with my discount, 20% off, for being a Lids member, I got it for like $8 and then add the tax on and free shipping because it went to the store for pickup. That was like $8.50 or so. It was really good. But you couldn't get the 20% off of new hats, new releases, like the Father's Day, Mother's Day, or 4th of July MLB hats, or the draft hats, or any other clearance items. Now, granted, if the hat goes below $10, then I can kind of understand not applying the 20% off. It's kind of already cheap enough. But just the whole experience, being a Lids customer, changed. And the idea of being Lids loyal was in question. A lot of people had said that they would boycott. I mean, I still wanted to spend my $5 because it gave me something at least in store. Even though selection would be different than online, there was still some benefit, and you could still get the $10 off in store. But there's just a huge divide with the Lids shopping experience online and in store. It was basically two different companies, both the same name. So it's not how that should work. Granted, I'm not a business major, I'm not an entrepreneur, anything remotely close. But that's just not how that should work. You know? I still cannot understand why Lids did not communicate this changeover, this absolute turnover, changing the whole dynamic and atmosphere and experience of being a Lids customer, even a Lids employee. They didn't tell anyone. It just happened, And then Liz expected us to deal with it, to accept it. And they were tone deaf on Twitter in their response of how people were upset. It was bad. It was bad. I made a reaction video that same night, blasting my angry music of Tchaikovsky 4.1, Fourth Movement Symphony. Because that night, I made my own reaction video to everything that had happened, and I talked with some of the Liz employees at the State Street store, and they also had no idea that this was coming. That the purchase of the Lids company was made back in December of 2018, but the changes didn't happen until March of 2019, and they gave no warning to anyone. And my reaction video, my response was how Lids just infuriated everyone. I used my angry music, Tchaikovsky, and for that video, I used my very angry music, Tchaikovsky 4th Symphony, Movement 1. It was absolutely unacceptable for Liz to do all of this, to just ditch us customers, and leave us in the dirt, practically. They had such a lull in their company's history. Looking at it now, for sure that they're on top right now. They're close up there with Hat Club and a few other companies out there with the fancy color underbrim hats. But back then, people were pretty much ditching Lids. I was pretty close to it too myself, because my $5 was torn in half. If you remember, I made a video mid 2021. It was about the great 3-year hat war between Liz and Hat Club. And in the beginning of that video, I made a funny skit about how, Paul Revere is going through the hat community and saying, Liz is cool again, Liz is cool again. And then people are coming out and doing, pretty bad Boston accent imitations. I can get 20% off all the hats now, even new drops? No. I can use my $10 rewards online now and actually keep track of my points? No. Did Lids fix their crappy website? No. They got cool color underbrim hats now. That they're so cool that, look, they have side patches now. They have pink UVs. Isn't that cool? I get it that this is the new wave and trend of hats, but at the heart of it, Liz really hasn't changed. It is cool that Liz has gotten kind of caught up with the hat game of color underbrims. It's almost like Apple, where, with Hat Club, they're Android. They do things first. But then with Lids, they kind of wait and then master what Android had done. Well, not really master. They would say that they're mastering it, but they're revolutionizing it. You kind of get the analogy there. So I know that a lot of people have fallen to the allure, have fallen to the trap of Lids having color underbrims and side patches and cool color patterns, having the rust belts, having the Cobra Kais, having the Roy G. Biv, and having all these other different collections out there. Not to say that they look bad. Some of them look good. Some of them I would not necessarily have a need for, but that they do appeal to other people out there, which is good. But the problem still remains that Lids still isn't cool. Lids has not changed their ways with their membership. That's at the heart of being a customer, I think, is how do you experience buying the product? How are you treated? Not so much like the actual product, but how do you feel when you're buying it? What benefits do you get? So I kind of feel bad for a lot of these hat collectors out there that, well, especially like the one I mentioned at the beginning, the ones from the sneaker games, the TikTok kids, the ones who've been collecting fitted hats since March of 2021. They don't know what Lids really was like. And mean, no one back in 2016, when I first became a member, no one was doing color underbrims. I mean, if they were, it was like kind of like a specialty thing, but it wasn't as common. It wasn't the standard. It wasn't a style trend. But it was having the benefit of knowing that you paid your dues to get those benefits. And now, Lids pisses on your $5. They practically burn your $5 because it's not all-encompassing to the Lids name. I had a problem in September of 2021. That's my early September is my renewal date for being a Lids member, and I was going to renew anyways because I can still at least get some 20% off online, and for sure in store. But they do come out with the online drops in store that come out maybe a few weeks, maybe a month or two later. So I'm still going to do my renewal. And I went in, and I was going to kind of make a video about, 5 years of being a member. How far have I come as a collector? I mean, at the time I was still going to talk about the same thing, but with the experience I had of renewing my membership, it really fueled more flame to the fire that was already the incineration that was brewing in me about Lids. I wasn't able to renew my membership in store because they had their mobile POS system, POS point of sale. Their mobile register, their mobile POS system could not handle renewing a membership, could not handle $5. I went to go renew my membership, and I said, hey, I want to renew my membership. Went to the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, my go-to store now, and they said, we can't do that here. What do you mean? Your Lids. I'm giving you my money. I'm giving you my money to be a member of the Lids Club, the Access Pass membership, Premium Access Pass. Well, our mobile POS point of sale, our mobile POS systems don't allow us to do that. Quantify how much you're shitting me right now with that statement. Granted, these are the Lids employees. They don't have any really big say in anything of the business conduct of Lids. They just work there. Just like when I'm at Best Buy. When I work at Best Buy and people are telling me this is out of stock, this is bad, you guys should have more in stock. Hey, I just work here. I'm not in charge of the supply chain. I don't make the policy rules. I just work here. I have really no power to bring down the price of a TV that's already $90 on sale. Can't do that. I just work here. But still, it was infuriating that I'm giving them my $5 for them to basically tear up again and just only use half of the benefits of the $5 I give them. But because of their mobile POS, they couldn't handle it. And this went on for practically a month until about, I think it was mid-October, I finally caved in. I didn't make a lot of purchases in store or online, because then, what was the point? So I had gone to online, because they said you could go to a store that had the old register system. I could do that, but you have to drive about 40 minutes to get there. Or maybe you could do it online, but we don't know if it works out so well. So I emailed Lids about it. And I said, hey, I'm having this problem with renewing my membership. How can I renew my membership? And I went into a lengthy email, longer than War and Peace, about their shortcomings, the failure of Lids giving us the full benefit of our $5. In summary, what I've already been saying. And to add on, I forgot to mention this, it's kind of important, that with that discount code that you're emailed every month as a Lids Access Pass member, that there are some hats that you can't get 20% off for. I get it, because it's a new release hat. Or it's a hat that's $5. 20% off a $5 hat online? Nah, just Just spend the $5. You'll be fine. But to not get 20% off a simple WNBA dad hat or a snapback? You've got to be absolutely shitting me. To not get 20% off certain hats that were just not fitted hats, that maybe were new era, but were adjustable, practically dad hats, for a while, that hindered my buying ability, my choice to buy a hat on lid because I didn't get my 20% off? You gotta be shitting me. And then later to see, towards the end of the 2021 MLB season, to not get 20% off the rising prices of an on-field hat, going from about $38, if not $40, to $42? Now they get 20% off that? Stay with me, class.
I'm sorry, you gotta be shitting me, woman.
You gotta be shitting me.
You gotta be shitting me!
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Language.
Thank you. You gotta be shitting me. Because when you try to apply the code, it says, oh, this code does not apply for this promotion. So when you do apply your monthly discount code, it will say, now if you have multiple hats in the cart, it'll mention what hats aren't able to be applied, the 20% off, but it'll say to what hats do, a 20% discount was successfully applied to eligible items in your order. And then it'll list the different hats that were unable to be eligible. It says, we are unable to apply a discount to the following items since they are excluded from this promotion. When the fuck did my $5 for membership dues become a promotion? That's not how that works, Lids. That's not how this works. This is not a promotion. This is not a promotion. This is what I pay for. I pay $5 every year to get membership benefits. I pay $5. Now, this is open to anyone, but not everyone who goes to Lids is a Lids member. I get it. Maybe some people, they're just trying to get a hat for the ball game, to go to a game, or maybe it's for getting a college hat because their kid is moving out to a different school, something like that, or whatever. But I go the extra mile or so to pay $5 to get Lids membership benefits. Why are you wasting my $5? This is a virtual middle finger. This is a metaphorical virtual middle finger to me and to anyone else who gets this message. This is not a promotion. This is a membership. I mean, I guess you could use it in a different wording, but still, when I became a member 5 years ago, this is not what I had in mind. I'm sure you can find an early video that I would say about Lid, like, you should go get a Lid membership, because if you're paying full price for a hat, you're probably doing something wrong. I lived that motto. It's nothing that Liz came up with. It's something that I came up with. I'm not here to pat myself on the back like it's the greatest thing ever said about Lids or the membership. But that was my motto. That if I went to another hat retail shop or I went to another store to buy a hat and I paid full price for it, I would always think, you know, I might as well just go buy this at Lids because I can at least get a discount because I'm a member. I went the extra mile to be a member. But now I can understand a little bit that bots, scammers, resellers that try to be hat collectors, all those other factors have kind of tainted hat buying. That, especially, it's a different company I know, but it's like Hat Club. they have those benefits. They have the options, but you can never really use any points to get a discount with Hat Club. When it's the drop time, it's 1 o'clock for me. Anytime for a big Hat Club release, you gotta be ready to kind of take the loss because you gotta pay all of it, or you don't get anything. If you blink, you lose. If you think about changing the shipping price to a little bit cheaper, but waiting for it, you lose. Not so much the same of lids, but it's getting there. So that's what I had voiced out to lids in this email. That my membership is not a promotion. What would it take to get my $5 to be at full capacity again? Or would it take more? I got an email back from Liz. This is October 11th. I'm going to read it in full here. Good morning. I apologize for the issues you've been experiencing with your Access Pass. Our shift in technology has changed how we can use Access Pass in store, but you can still renew your membership online. Please follow the link below to renew your Access Pass. Visually, it will look like you're just purchasing a product. And I went online, purchased it, and even to this day, it's been a month now. I'm recording on November 11th. Happy Veterans Day. Hats off to all those who have served us, and to those families who have someone who has served our country. That it's still like processing as an order. So every time I log into Lids online, it'll say like, "Oh, here's your shipping update on your product," even though it was virtually received. It's a glitch. Please know that your Access Pass membership takes 24 hours to renew, so you'll need to wait a day after purchasing your pass to use the membership. Which I remember when I first became a member, when I first got the card, I could buy the membership, but I wouldn't get the discount in the same purchase. I had to wait a day, or I guess a two, or I have to wait to get the benefits. So I knew that already, which I'm not saying that's a bad policy, that's just their policy. It kind of makes sense, but that's not the problem, though. And then in the ending paragraph here, just 3 lines. As far as using it online, our website is run by a third party. This means not all product is eligible for the discount, and this is essentially out of our hands. We recognize this is inconvenient for customers who might prefer to shop online. Break. Stop. Please let us know if you have any issues renewing your membership pass and using it in store. Thank you. What do you mean it's out of your hands? Your name is on the website. What do you mean the website is out of your hands because it's run by a third party? It's still your fucking name on it, Lids. I'm sorry, I had something in my ear. Can you say that again without an excuse this time? Can you? Or do I need to really dig in my ear to get out all the earwax? To have a fully clear ear canal to hear what you have to say about this? I mean, I want to hear a different excuse. Or maybe an answer. Or maybe a statement of why this is, and maybe how you're going to work on it in the future. This has been going on for 2.5 years now, since the fall of Lids, March 19th, 2019. It is the decimation, the fall of Lids, that I've mentioned in my history lessons. And that one Hat War, Hat Club versus Lids video, which really both of themselves are, I had made the video to be like kind of fun, like, oh, in the year 2023, this is going to happen with Lids and Hat Club. They're going to fight each other, and they're going to kind of go back at each other, and this is how it's going to all end. And really, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They're shooting themselves in the foot. So really, no one is going to win this war. I still am aggravated that after 2.5 years, the only progress that lids can say that they've made since their merger with Fanatics is color under brims. I really thought they were going to be different. I really thought, at least after a year, that they were going to do something to kind of go back. They didn't. It makes sense as a business to keep up with the hat trends. I get it. But why haven't you still even made an attempt to go back to who you were as a titan, as a pillar, as a hat retailer? I get it. Hat Club, pretty cool. These are all Hat Club hats up here. All Hat Club hats. And I mean, there's still a few more that I have to the side that I don't often wear as much. And there's still some upstairs that I have for another video shoot I'm going to do. So I know that Hat Club does make cool hats. But they don't have every hat. Hat Club kind of more appeals to a niche audience. Which is fine. They're good at it. With lids, they can deliver on multiple hat styles and different brands. They can have colleges, they can have retro hats, they can have women's sports, they can have NASCAR, they can have all the other different things. They can have movie hats. They have hat diversity, as the mug says. Don't forget to get your Professor Hatter gear store that is opening at the end of the 22nd century. Thanks to the Hat University bookstore, all of these videos on YouTube here are ad-free. Thank you, bookstore. Now, I know that a lot of people are content with what Liz is doing now because they've fallen to the allure of just because they have color under brims, they're cool. They're not. They're getting there, but they're not what they used to be. That's the thing. I'm an old man at this. I'm an old soul. Back in my day, Lids was cool. I'm sure you're getting the old man vibe from me here. That they still have a ways to go to really win me back. I'm still a customer, but not as frequently. Not as frequently. But I wonder, I made a poll recently that on Instagram. How many of you would be willing to pay more for your membership? From the people that answered, I believe it was 14-8 that said they would pay more. And the next poll was if you said yes to paying more, how much more would you spend? Would you spend 10, 15, 20, 25 plus dollars? I don't speak for everyone, every hat collector out there. I would 1,000% pay more than $5 to get my benefits back. I want my $5 to matter. Lids, you're the only hat company out there that does a membership benefit. Lids, you're the only hat retailer that has a designated membership fee to be a rewards member. That's fine. That's within your power. That's just like being a Costco member, Sam's Club member. They have to pay to be a member to get certain products and especially the benefits. A little bit different there. It's like the product thing, but you get the idea. Make my $5 worth it for once. Make it worth it. Make my $5 worth something again. Stop throwing my $5 in the trash. Stop ripping it apart. Stop pissing on it. Stop spitting on it. I might not have been buying a lot in the last few months or last few years compared to before March 19th, 2019. But with the inventory, the selection that you guys have, that has all the different types of fitted hats, dad hats, snapbacks, stretch fitted hats, bucket hats that I keep wanting to buy for summer, but then comes September, it's like, oh, it's too late to buy a bucket hat now, maybe later. Same thing with the winter hats. They're like, oh, by March, it's like, oh, it's too late to buy a winter hat now, maybe next winter. I'll still go to the lids before Hat Club, but make my $5 worth something again, instead of just crumpling it up and throwing it away. We as lid customers deserve better. Not everyone is going to share this sentiment, because people, it's not you guys, but it's the hat trends of the color underbrims that has blinded new hat collectors to having to pay full price and even resale price. Help us back out. Bring back what lids was good at. Being a pillar, a titan, a foundation for the hat community to buy hats from. Bring back the old lids. Please. One more point that I wanted to make before ending this video, going back to the communication thing. It is surprising how lids still haven't learned their communication skills. Haven't learned to develop. Not to better their communication skills, but to develop them. Because so many times I see through hat community members, individuals or pages like the Hat Crawler, that, or on Fitted Hat Society on Facebook, that will mention new lids releases quite a bit. A few days, if not a week or two, before they're announced online. And again, with the website, you need to fix it. I don't care that it's in a third party's hands. It's your name on the website. So have a little section on the banner on the bar on the top, on the menu section for new arrivals. Make it easier for us to find these hats. And actually announce when they launch, like Hat Club does. Don't wait a few days to say, oh, hey, we have these hats. Oh, but they're sold out online. But you also can't use your 20% off anyways. So, if you really want to use your 20% off, like I like to, for my hats, because I pay for it, then wait a few months for them to be in store. And then when they do come in store, we'll still wait another few days until we put on Instagram or any social media that they're out. It would be nice if lids would also utilize our emails better, that we could get email receipts back in store, that we could actually keep track of how many points we have, so we can actually use our $10 rewards instead of just guessing how many points we have. So I joke, but it's kind of true that lids took the same communication class as my ex did in college. It's a joke, meaning it's bad. Anyways, I will see you in another 5 years, in 2026, when I become a 10-year member, and we'll see how that goes with lids, how far they've come, or how further they've fallen. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. That's how you get your participation points for the day. I know recently it was announced that YouTube will no longer show the dislikes on a video. That's fine. Screw the dislikes. Screw the likes. They don't mean anything. Screw those numbers. I just want to hear from you. That's all I want. Screw the likes. Hit the comments. Let me know how long you've been a Lids member for. If you left Lids, did you come back eventually? Did you forever leave Lids at the decimation of Lids, March 19th, 2019? Would you be willing to pay more than $5 to get all those membership benefits back? Do you also feel like Lids has bad communication skills, or that their website should be better? Do you also feel like that it's bullshit to give the excuse that, oh, well, the website's run by a third party, so it's really out of our hands? Do you feel like your $5 is still worth it? Maybe you're a longer tenured Lids member than I am, over 5 years. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please, please, let me know. And maybe if Liz is watching, they'll see these comments, whether it be positive for the direction that they're going. Maybe it's supposed to be product driven, that whatever the product is, the customer is going to pay for. Or are people still wanting a better customer experience over product? Or they're kind of a in-between that we can find together, open this dialogue with Lids, and really re-solidify them as a pillar titan of hat buying. As always, hats off to you for watching, and especially I'll give you another hats off for watching. Now this was a really long one. This probably took me about 40 some minutes to get through. But I'm glad I finally got to it. I've been meaning to do this since September, but I thought that, maybe if I make this video and it's kind of negative about Lids, I'm just going to hurt my chances of being in the Lids Ultimate Hat Collection Contest as a finalist. But I'm blacklisted by Lids anyways, probably, so I should have just done this earlier. But I also kind of wanted this whole renewal thing to play out, so kind of glad I waited, I guess. So, a third hats off to you for watching this video today. As always, so, have a good day, everyone. Class is dismissed. Bye, everyone.